When things go wrong as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must but do not ever quit. Success is a failure turned inside out. Let's talk and clear the clouds of doubt.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome dear viewers from around the world to a new and exciting program, your favorite program, Let's Talk, with your favorite host Malik, of course, and of course on your favorite channel, Huda TV. Today as we speak, people around the world are accepting Islam. People in the heart of the Western world, in the United States, in Canada, in Belgium, France, Germany, England, you name it, people are accepting Islam. People even in China are accepting Islam. Why are people from all different walks of life, races, religions, ethnic groups, they speak different languages, why are they choosing to accept Islam? This is a great phenomenon that we should reflect on and think about. And of course, to help shed some light on this issue, we have a well-known Muslim scholar from the United States. He's a graduate of Al-Azhar University where he holds a master's degree, as well as being on the board of directors of the North American Imam Foundation. You've seen him on Ramadan Reminders most recently, and of course, alhamdulillah, we're very pleased to have him on Let's Talk, Sheikh Omar Dunlap. Sheikh Omar, thank you very much for joining us.
Jazakallah khair, my pleasure.
I hope I pronounced your name right. I don't speak Arabic, and my Arabic teacher hasn't been doing a good enough job on me.
Don't worry. The Ain is going to be tough anyways for anybody.
The Ain is always going to be tough.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sheikh Omar, for being here. Thank you so much. And of course, mashallah, we have our studio audience. You guys are like Let's Talk's favorite, #1 fans. How many of you guys can sing the theme song of Let's Talk? Raise your hand if you can. Nobody? I think the brother in the back, I think with the white hat, I think you can maybe sing in the next segment for us. Maybe, we'll see, inshallah. Thank you guys for joining us as well. Sheikh Omar, right now you are, you live in the United States and you are, like we said, on the board of directors for the North American Imam Foundation. So
Federation,
excuse me. So you've seen many people, inshallah, accepting Islam in the United States.
Yes.
Would you say there are a significant amount of new Muslims there?
Yes, there are. Let me start with the name of Allah. After we mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we send salam to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That's a phenomenal thing happening over there. That's a multitude of people coming to accept Islam. And the thing is, subhanallah, most of them, I mean it, they come, as far as I know, without anybody telling them anything about Islam.
Subhanallah.
They came to know about it from surfing the internet.
Right.
From many of them, they first came to know about Islam from the negative image that's given to people in the media.
Yeah.
That's why they decided to know what is that, to get to know that thing that's everywhere in the media, in Fox News and CNN.
Right, yeah.
And mostly people are talking about it as being a terrorist and as being whatever. As we all know what's been aired about Islam for people.
In America, of course.
So subhanallah, these people come to the masajid and most of them, they come ready to accept it. Yeah, but we usually tell them, take your time, no rush.
Right.
Take your time to watch and observe and see people how they are praying, study Islam. If you have any question, we can answer it. And subhanallah, it's one of the very nice things when a brother or a sister decide to accept Islam.
Of course, and Sheikh Omar, I would agree with you. Actually, that happened to me as well in the United States. You see so much about Islam in the media on Fox News and CNN. They think they're attacking Islam, but in fact, they're giving free publicity, aren't they?
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. The statistics, I remember I was reading some time back, statistics mentioned that the most 2 or 3 words that were searched in Google after September 11th, it was Quran, Islam, and Jihad.
Yes, subhanallah.
And subhanallah, that's amazing. And right after that, another statistic mentioned that the number of people who decide to accept Islam was 4 times after September 11th.
Okay.
4 times the number before it.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
That's a fun. So when they come to your marriage and they ask you they want to make the child and become Muslims, why do you tell them to wait? What exactly is the wisdom behind? You tell them take it easy, slow down. You don't do it immediately. Right.
Most of them, they come, it's the first time for them to be in touch with Muslims or a Muslim community.
Right.
And I just tell them, everything that they want to know before they are already enthusiastic to accept Islam right away.
Right. Okay.
Some they are coming to observe and watch and.
Right.
Like I remember one day, because we have a unique thing in the place where I am in Durham, North Carolina, that we have the adhan is made publicly, the call for prayer. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's very interesting.
That has been since the 80s, since the beginning of the masjid. They started the masjid. So.
Oh wow.
I remember one day a person came. We have a very nice
Islamic center there.
Islamic center and trail people, you know,
go hiking
and stuff. And he said, I heard that thing and I decided to trace that first. It was a nice voice, and he said, where is this sound coming from? What is this? And he came all the way to the place and he decided to ask. I knew that has something to do with a faith or a group of people or whatever.
Right.
And he doesn't know Arabic.
Yeah.
So he came to ask about it, and he was wondering. So these people, we just give them the chance to observe and watch, and the image of people praying. That's you know, we take it for granted as Muslim.
Yeah.
You go to the masjid, you get to the line, you pray. There is an imam. That's something like normal for any Muslim. But for somebody who never watched anything like this before, it's amazing. You can tell from the way they observe. Oh, that's the very, you know, they are organized, and there's a leader, and everybody follows, and everybody is shoulder to shoulder.
It's shocking for them. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
And can you imagine, Sheikh Omar, in some Muslim countries now they restrict the adhan being performed in certain areas, and now in America, in new places, they are making the adhan. It almost seems like maybe Allah will replace people that are not practicing Islam with people that.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. There is, you know, something amazing you learn. I'm talking about my experience when you go to America, which is supposedly like a non-Muslim country.
Right. Even
though I don't believe in this, an Islamic country, a non-Islamic country. Yeah. Earth is for Allah, and Muslims, you know, they are everywhere. Whoever decides to submit to the will of Allah, we are all servants of Allah in the first place. But anyways, when you go there, for somebody like me who is born and raised in an Islamic country, you start compare and contrast. You start even for somebody who studied Islam like myself from Azhar, you know, first grade all the way to masters. Many things, really, many cultural things are mixed with our way of understanding of Islam.
Right.
Not all of them are bad, definitely. But you start to compare and contrast what's Islam, what's real Islam, and what's not, in a new environment, fresh environment. Yeah. That's an amazing.
We're gonna watch a quick report and go to a break really quick. I want to continue with that topic because it's a very interesting one, culture and Islam and how it's mixed. So you guys stay tuned. We have a report. We're gonna put that out for you. Check it out, and we'll be right back with more for Sheikh Omar.
An increasing number of people in the West are choosing Islam. The Almanac Book of Facts reported that the number of Muslims is roughly quadrupling each decade. They are choosing Islam out of sincere belief in the oneness of God. Lou Alcindor became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Mike Tyson became Malik Abdul Aziz. Cassius Clay became Muhammad Ali. Mark Hansen became Hamza Yusuf. Chauncey Hawkins, a.k.a. Loon, became Amir Muhaddith. Dennis Phillips became Bilal Phillips. William Webb became Shuhaib Webb. Skip Estes became Yusuf Estes. Malcolm Little, a.k.a. Malcolm X, became Malik El-Shabazz. Cat Stevens became Yusuf Islam, just to name a few. The vast majority of people who choose Islam reported that the Quran was influential in their decision. For many, it was the primary reason given. Upon reading a translation of the Quran, they were ultimately convinced of it being from God. Other people appreciated Islam as a lifestyle that encompasses every aspect of daily life, in contrast to their prior religious upbringing, which separated daily life and religion. People are choosing Islam because they find it sensible, consistent, and understandable in terms of the nature of God and His message to humanity. Islam offers oppressed people equality, regardless of class, gender, race, or creed, in contrast to the standards of many other faiths and the practice of most cultures. Many female converts said that the elevated status of women in Islam was a major factor in their decision. They often mention the absence of original sin as well. Of course, an overwhelming majority agree that the materialist, imperialist, and capitalist traits of Western society were unappealing to them, while Islam offers a balanced lifestyle.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that small little report we put together for you. Sheikh Omar, we're talking about culture and how maybe in a Muslim country, quote unquote, it can create an obstacle, whereas maybe new reverts in America, they're coming like a fresh page, and they're ready to accept Islam and not the cultural baggage that comes with it. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Yes, that's one of the, sometimes it's an obstacle in the way of sometimes Muslims even practicing their religion, when they are affected by how they were brought up, how you know the environment they were brought up in.
Right.
Many times it really affects their way of practicing Islam.
Okay.
And sometimes also it affects, or many times it affects the way how they convey Islam to others.
Right.
Because some of them, you know, maybe unintentionally they think that's Islam. What they are practicing is Islam, and this is exactly that package is what they have to convey to others.
Right.
And it turns that many times the messages that a convert or a revert, I would like to call, or actually reverts would like to call themselves reverts rather than converts. So many times they receive, I would say, different messages.
It's a mixed message, right?
Yes, mixed messages. You know, if a brother, a Muslim brother, good Muslim brother or sister from Pakistan or India,
yeah, anywhere, yeah.
sometimes they'll be talking to them. Yes, they'll be talking to them about prayers, about Allah, about these are the pillars of Islam.
Right.
You know, in the most part, it's going to be common. It's going to be the same.
Right.
But sometimes they receive, you know, mixed messages. Like this is something you have to do. But somebody else would say, no, you cannot do.
Yeah, create some confusion.
Yeah, they would highlight something which somebody who was in Egyptian or Moroccan will not highlight.
Yeah, they won't
much.
emphasize it. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Exactly.
So that creates some problem, I guess.
So that's a reflection of the culture in the first place.
Right.
And when we speak Islam or practice Islam, we have to be sure what we are doing. Is that really Islam or in the first place?
Excellent point. We're talking about reverse. Point in their life, they have to make a decision. Just because they're born with the name Malik or Muhammad and they're in a Muslim family, maybe they were in a family that wasn't practicing correctly, so it might even be a bigger challenge for them than a revert faces, I think.
That's correct, because I would say Islam sometimes fades away in the life of these people, because many things are taken for granted. And I'm telling you that's even correct. And I'm talking about my humble experience in life as somebody who studied Islam up to high levels. But sometimes I had to check and recheck my understanding of certain things. Right. Because I just take this for granted, and this is what my dad and mom and everybody around me is doing, and I never even questioned it before. It's not, and many of them are not necessarily bad things, but the thing is we tend to mix things up sometimes, and this is the message to others. Right. We have to make sure, because that other is coming maybe with a different background, a different culture. Yeah. So I shouldn't, and that's one of the strategies of da'wah. You shouldn't conflict and contradict the cultural background of that person. Right. But rather you have to give the beautiful presentation of Islam, and that's exactly the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ when he sent Mu'adh to Yemen to give them da'wah. Yemenis, they were not Muslims at this time, so he is sending them to teach them Islam. They were not like predominantly a Muslim area like people in Medina, like people in other areas. So he told him, the first thing you have to teach them is, and he start, give them, 1, 2, 3 prayers. When they pray correct, then go to the next level, zakah and this. So you should follow that gradual strategy of presenting Islam to others. And you shouldn't enforce things that are not Islamic in the first place, or not as necessary for somebody who is coming to learn Islam. It would be like as if you are introducing or giving a meat or heavy meals for an infant. Yeah, that's something ridiculous. It's not going to work. Yeah, so you have to start with the basics.
Excellent point. I did feel like the reverts, where I'm from in California, when I come across reverts, they're ready to accept Islam 100%. They're ready to take the full package. We just need to give them the correct message, like you said, so they don't get mixed signals. Because I do feel sometimes with Muslims from the older countries, sometimes they're not 100% always committed. Whereas maybe this new Muslim, he's ready to go. You know, he's got the green light. He wants to be Muslim from A to Z. So
Right.
this is a great.
The thing is subhanAllah, Allah created us different. Malik is different from Amr is different from Muhammad or Ahmad or Rafi or XYZ.
Right.
In the way we look at things, in the way we perceive and understand and react to things, you see? So what I see more important, even in Islam, you might not see as important as I see. That's why you see different groups, different...
Right.
Not necessarily that many of these people are wrong or...
Right.
No, but some people, you know, they focus more in politics.
Right.
And some others would focus more in you know, education, knowledge,
Okay.
you know, everybody has his own way of looking at things.
Right.
And that's a difference of variety rather than a difference of contradiction.
Right.
and-
Right. It's
and
part of the beauty.
part
all
of the beauty
all
of
that's
Islam.
necessary, isn't it?
Right. So if somebody is this is his way of looking at things, if he's trying to force it or enforce it or dictate it to the new Muslim, he'll be
Right.
doing something wrong because this is his own way of looking
Yeah,
at things.
right,
You should
right.
give him the clear message of Islam and stick to basics of
And
Islam.
make it simple. Yeah.
Yeah,
inshallah.
because many of us, they find it hard to draw this line between what's from my own self and what's from God.
Not that easy. Yeah.
So if I draw this line and somebody's coming to accept Islam, not my own idea
Right.
of Islam, so I have to give him Islam.
the proper message.
The
inshallah.
pure and proper message
of
of
Islam.
Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In the same way, if he comes to Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he would tell him, that's Islam.
This is Islam, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Sheikh Omar. You guys stay
You're
tuned. We have a special guest coming up after the break. You haven't seen him yet on Hidden TV, and you don't want to miss him, so stay tuned.
إذا دكت الأرض دكا
Do you want to learn how to recite the Quran? Do you want to read Islamic books in Arabic? You may enroll in a small group.
العسل من السوق ها؟ نعم اشترى.
A private lesson.
من مثلها في فضلها؟
من مثلها في فضلها
Or at your own pace to fit your schedule.
هل أنت قادم في المعهد؟
Courses for sisters with female instructors. We're bringing you the latest software technology, professional instructors, and a state-of-the-art classroom to the comfort of your home. Enroll now in Huda Academy. Huda Academy, your gateway to authentic Islamic knowledge.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to your favorite program, Let's Talk. We're talking about why people from all around the world are accepting this beautiful way of life. Islam is truly a great phenomenon, and we as Muslims should be very pleased and happy about that. I'm still joined by Sheikh Omar from Al-Azhar University, and Sheikh Omar, my Arabic is very bad. We're going to blame Muhammad Adil, my Arabic teacher.
It's okay, whatever it sounds for you. But you cannot blame my sheikh as well, all right?
And of course, we have a new guest, Rafi Abdul Malik Ali, all the way from the UK. Brother Rafi, you accepted Islam 4 or 5 years ago, is that right?
4 years ago.
Oh,
4 years
excellent.
ago, yes.
And what part of the UK are you from?
I'm from Stoke. It's like a small city in Staffordshire.
Oh, okay. So is that north of London, south of London, where exactly?
It's up north. It's
Okay.
about 30 minutes from Birmingham and 30 minutes from Manchester.
Oh, okay. So it's a
In
small
between.
town
Yes.
there. Was there a community of Muslims there?
We have a very huge population of Muslims, Pakistani Muslims.
Oh, mashallah. Oh, in that small town there was
in the small town.
Oh, okay.
In the small
Excellent.
town.
And what was your, Rafi, by the way, is this your first time on Huda TV?
This is my first time on
Oh,
Huda
okay, so
TV.
that's how I introduced you. I want to make sure that was right. Well, welcome. We're very pleased to have you, and we hope to have you again in the future, inshallah.
Thank you, thank you.
Brother Rafi, what was your motivating factor? If you could say there was one factor that pushed you towards accepting Islam, what would it be?
It would be the fact that I wanted a meaning to my life. I wanted
Right.
something to motivate me. I knew there was a reason for my life,
Right.
but I didn't know what the reason was.
SubhanAllah. And were you like a church-going Christian before, or not really?
I was a Christian. I went to church. I did Christian things. I found that this wasn't the right and true path.
Yeah, right. Excellent point. I mean, I was actually a Greek Orthodox. Actually, Sheikh Amr, you might not know, I'm actually Greek. And I wouldn't say I was a church-going Christian. I would go a couple times, and I would always ask the priest questions and try to get answers. I just didn't feel like it. So it didn't satisfy my heart and didn't answer my questions. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided me
Like
to
many
Islam.
of the people I met, they say the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
Just go as a kind of weekly thing that they have to do. Or
Yeah. Kind of like a social gathering. Actually, it's more than like a religious gathering in my opinion, especially with Greeks, anyways. But Sheikh Amr, what would be the motivating factor with the Muslims that you've seen in America? Is there one factor that has driven them to Islam more than others? What have they told you?
I would say it would be fair to ask people who decide to accept Islam firsthand, but I would just talk not for others, but for what I see.
Yeah, of course. Right.
From the many people, actually, almost every week we have 1 or 2, sometimes 3 or 4 people coming to accept Islam every Friday, every Jum'ah.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah, mashallah. So from what I see, many of them, they say that it was amazing for them to read something like Quran. Quran for them is like they always say there is something different in that text, even though it's translation of the original text, which is still there, the Arabic, but still it's the brightness of Quran, the clarity. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's not for us. For us Quran is Quran. Quran is amazing but for these people to be exposed to the God talking to them, Allah talking to them, and subhanAllah, many of them, they say, I felt like this Quran, this book is talking to me. It's touching me from, I can read it and I know that's not like human talk. Yeah. So many of them, they are inclined to Islam because of Quran, and subhanAllah, when they come to see us, as I said in the previous segment, they are interested to know about Islam, so they try to spot a Muslim community or a masjid or so. When they come, the first time when they get, sometimes there are some negative aspects when they first come to the masjid, because many Muslims, they expect them to behave in an Islamic way.
But they have no idea, right?
They have no idea. But the thing is, subhanAllah, alhamdulillah, many of Muslims, they are aware of that, and they give good presentation of Islam, so they receive them. I just want to get to the first impression about these people, seeing something like prayer, something like the order that we have in prayer. There is an imam, there is a lion, there are, many times you see people giving them salam or welcoming them, even though they don't know them.
And that's surprising for them.
Yeah, because it's a common thing in the masjid. When you go there, you greet everybody, you give salam to everybody. And most of the time it's, kind of hot salam, and so people feel welcome, they feel home. Yeah. So they feel more interested to know more and more about Islam.
SubhanAllah.
Yeah, but I would say, to answer your question, I would say Quran is the first answer to that question that is the most amazing thing about Islam.
SubhanAllah. Actually, Brother Rafi, what was your first experience reading the Quran? In English, I suppose.
Like we've just spoken about, it was phenomenal. It was like amazing. It was like if the Quran was speaking to me. It was like I could taste, feel everything. The words were so meaningful.
Right.
Even in English, the words you can't describe what it meant and felt. That finally, after everything that I've been searching for, I found it in like a small part of a book. And to my amazement, it was the Quran.
Yes,
alhamdulillah.
I remember the first time I bought a copy of the Quran, Brother Rafi, Sheikh Amr. It was a small book. It said Quran, K-O-R-A-N, no Arabic. Before I finished Surah Baqarah, I knew I was Muslim. So I've been looking for this book my whole life, subhanAllah.
Yes.
Do you have any questions from the studio audience?
Okay. I'm Hamdi and I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina.
MashaAllah, actually you came all the way from Bosnia just for us?
That's it.
Thank you. We're going to pay for your ticket.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
I want to ask, who is in the greater need of da'wah? Muslims in Muslim world like us, or non-Muslim in the West?
Excellent question, brother. Thank you so much.
So the greater need for?
Who's in greater need of da'wah?
Oh, Muslims or non-Muslims?
Yeah, Muslims in the Muslim countries or non-Muslims in the United States? Or any Western
Da'wah is a part and parcel of Islam.
Okay.
Da'wah is not like for a certain group of people. I think it's a relative question, because Muslims, even those who are born Muslims, they need da'wah. Even shuyukh or scholars,
all of us,
they need da'wah. From time to time, we have to remind one another, because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Ad-deenu nasiha," and that's part of da'wah. Deen is to, actually nasiha is kind of, to translate it as advice, is going to be a limited term for it, because it's from nasaha, and nasaha is, you know, when you filter the honey, one of the meanings, when you get the honey, raw honey, and you have kind of filter, so that's exactly the purpose of advising or making da'wah. You are filtering. Muslims need to be filtered from day-to-day things, you know. That's why we have prayers, for example. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the prayer in a certain way, you know, it's not okay for somebody to just get the 5 prayers and do them at the end of the day, because it's not just a connection with God, it's set for a certain purpose, to be always in contact with God. When you get a little bit far and deeper into the day-to-day things, then it's a couple of hours, this is the time to pray. A couple more hours, this is the time to like rinse and clean yourself. That's even the literal word of the hadith. It's like a river that's flowing in front of your house, and you get a shower 5 times a day. No dirt is going to be there if you are doing this. So no sins, no problems. So Muslims need to refine themselves, need to filter, refresh themselves. Non-Muslims, obviously, they are in need to filter the aqidah in the first place, or what the doctrine or the faith in the first place, to tell them about the right faith, to direct them to the right way. But the bottom line is, everybody is in need for da'wah, and it's relative. It depends on the situation of the person, but the bottom line is everyone is in need of da'wah.
Actually, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Do you have another question from the studio audience?
Yes, we have. My name is Asmir, and I'm from Bosnia.
You're from Bosnia as well. Were you in first class on the flight over?
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead and ask
firstly, assalamu alaikum to all studio guests. And I have a question, Yani, how we, like students, like example, I'm a student here in Cairo, how we, like students, can help to da'wah? Can you advise us? What's the way in the progress of da'wah?
Excellent question. How can he help? He's from Bosnia. He lives in Egypt. How can he help in da'wah? What can he offer?
Jazakallah khairan, Azmir. Jazakallah khairan, Hamdi, for the nice questions, mashallah. That's a very, very important question, because some people think, and they are mistaken to think that, they think that da'wah is the job of Brother Malik or Brother Rafi or Amr or an imam or somebody who is formally an imam or a scholar, or and da'wah, subhanallah, that's wrong. Da'wah, you know, you have levels of Islam, and one of the peak, I would say, the peak of Islam is to start sharing this with others. And we have to, you know, part of our faith, as we feel Islam is something special for me. It's something like it's my life, it's my way of life. So if I feel this and I believe in this, I shouldn't be selfish to just keep it for myself. I have to share it with my kids, with my family, with everybody around me. When I see something that's not Islamic in the first place, it should be my intention to change it, or to be part of reforming it. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ. You are the best of nations set out for people. Allah give this ummah for people. Why? تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. You enjoin what's good. وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. And you forbid what's evil. So the meaning of this is I would translate it, to render it to the today's language, is auto-correction. You know, when you write something wrong in the word and you have auto-correction, it gives you suggestion. It doesn't dictate. Excuse me. So it gives you suggestions. You could do this. Oh, do you mean that? So that's the same thing. Da'wah in the nicest way to others, in order to correct whatever you see is wrong. Maybe it's right, but sometimes, you know, words suggest something that it's not what I'm looking for. So it's the duty of everybody. If we understand this, then to address your question, it should be the duty of everybody, starting from, like, excuse me, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, radiallahu anh, the closest friend of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From day one, he came to know Islam. His friend, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, told him that's Islam, and he accepted it right away. It made all the sense for him. Next thing he was doing, he was out in the street calling his friends, his other friends. So as a student, why don't you share with others? And sharing with others, as I said again, is not a matter of dictating, or, you know, it's a very sensitive art.
Right.
Da'wah is you have to have the understanding of the circle you are making da'wah in. To whom, when, how, in what way, what will be the outcome of it. Because sometimes your intention is good. My intention is good.
But the result backfires sometimes, right?
Yes, yes. Or I might, you know, misrepresent the message, or So I have to calculate all of these things, and then if it's the total is positive, then why don't you go for it?
Alhamdulillah. And Brother Raf, thank you for your question, brother. And Brother Rafi, I'm sure you can attest to that. Maybe when you're a new Muslim, someone tries to help you, but maybe they do it in the wrong way and you become actually a little bit offended. Maybe when you go into the masjid or you begin to make wudu, and maybe you're doing it improperly, but sometimes when someone tells you, you become shy and you feel upset. Have you had that happen to you before?
This is yes, one of the things that happened is we have too many brothers wanting to help you and suggest how to make a proper wudu, and you're there so careful making wudu, and they're looking at you and no, do it this way. Alhamdulillah though, mashallah, the brothers in the mosque where I prayed back in Stoke, they guided me and they just gently said, Rafi, this is the way we make wudu, would you like to watch?
Perfect, mashallah.
But there's many people that wanting to say this is the correct way, this is how you should do it. No, as we've just discovered, it's gently. We are here as a Muslim. It's down to each and every individual Muslim to show how good we are as people. And well, if we can help one person to be a Muslim, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, of course.
We have to take it slowly, not go in with our feet first.
Yeah.
Slowly, and then it comes natural.
Yeah, of course, one step at a time.
That's it.
Thank you, Brother Raf. And I would say, Sheikh Omar, as well. My experience when I became Muslim at first was overwhelmingly positive. People just gently kind of push you to the right way because they obviously recognize that you don't have any knowledge,
right?
And you're making an effort, so just quietly push you to the right way.
Yeah, I like the example of a new Muslim or somebody who accepted Islam is like an offshoot or a bush, a small bush,
right?
That needs a lot of care, a lot of environment, and so you do not overwhelm it with a lot of things. You have to take good care of it and give it time, and then with the time it will grow up. It will grow bigger and bigger and stronger.
Step by step.
Yeah, step by step.
You guys have to take a quick short break, and we have more questions in the next segment coming right up. So you guys stay tuned to Let's Talk. We'll be right back.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose whom He wills subhanahu wa ta'ala for His mercy, for His messengership, for the revelation to be revealed. This is not for the human beings to make that decision. If a person would turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sincerely, truthfully, asking for forgiveness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised to forgive. We have as Muslims a duty, and that is to recite the book of Allah, to ponder over the verses, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to act according to the Quran. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encompasses everything, but who would this mercy will be for? And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sent to all mankind. So the ummah or the people of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam are all mankind since the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam till the day of judgment. Why waste our life without getting to know every verse in the Quran, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us?
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to your favorite program, Let's Talk, on your favorite channel, Huda TV. I'm still joined by Brother Rafi from the UK, and of course Sheikh Omar Dunlap from Al-Azhar University. We're having a great talk about why people from all around the world are choosing Islam. They are inheriting a great, wonderful, the correct religion. And it's just amazing to me that people from all around the world, even in China, Japan, people from faraway cultures are choosing to be Muslim, and this should make us very happy and pleased and proud to be Muslims and to take care of our deen even more as well, inshallah. You guys in the studio audience, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I have a question. Assalamu
alaikum. Actually, where are you from?
I'm from Canada. My name is Yusuf.
And you live here in Egypt?
Yeah, I live in Egypt.
What are you doing in Egypt?
I'm just going to school to learn Arabic at the moment.
MashaAllah. So you were born Muslim and now you came from all the way from Canada to Egypt in order to learn Arabic.
Yes.
MashaAllah, may Allah reward you because you are a seeker of knowledge, and I think all you brothers are doing the same, so that's very good.
Alhamdulillah.
Go ahead and ask your question.
Which part of Canada you are?
Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're by me. I'm from California. It's cold over there. Now you're in the heat. Go ahead, brother.
Basically, my question is for Brother Rafi. When you guys were discussing basically the feeling of like Christianity wasn't correct and you were kind of searching for the truth. I remember one time I was just watching a documentary about Mother Teresa, and she was Mother Teresa. She was a famous Christian woman, and she was basically talking about how she did charity and she did all these things, but near the end of her life, she kind of felt like there was still something missing. So
wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
I was wondering, when you became a Muslim, like how it felt in your heart, that just the security of knowing that you've been in the right religion, basically, and there wasn't that no more sense of kind of being
not
lost.
Knowing.
Yeah.
We could say thank you. I can thank you for your question. Good.
Alhamdulillah, before I was Muslim, my heart was very black. My heart and my head was very black. As soon as I said the Shahada, my head and my heart were clear, and I knew instantly I was saved. I knew I was very at peace. Let me quickly explain.
Go ahead.
Since I was 3, I had dreams all the time, and these dreams are consistent throughout my life. The night before I reverted to Islam, and I don't know any Arabic, none, I went to the mosque and I said the Shahada, and I felt so happy.
SubhanAllah. Yeah,
so happy, and since that day I know my life's complete, regardless if I've left everything for the sake of Allah, and Allah, alhamdulillah, here I am.
So the next day you went to the mosque and actually made Shahada?
The next day I had these recurring dreams since I was 3, and these dreams were, very good, nice dreams. I can still have them, and the night before I reverted to Islam, I had the same dream. However, it went into detail. The dream I had, I don't know. I can't explain. It was just so amazing. And then I knew I had to go to the mosque.
Yeah, that makes the Shahada.
Without any Arabic, I said the Shahada. Within my dreams, I can hear the azan, and the azan after a week how to say the azan perfectly.
SubhanAllah, thank you for that. That's an amazing story. And Sheikh Amr, I wanted to share with you also a little bit about my life as well. Actually, even before I was a Muslim, I wasn't completely like an atheist. I knew there's a God that gave us some way of life. You just have to find it. You can't be here. There's no guidance. There's nothing. And SubhanAllah, then alhamdulillah, I discovered Islam. It was a natural, easy. And I felt always as if I was Muslim anyway. I don't even say I'm a revert to Islam. I feel like I'm a Muslim because Allah gave us His fitrah.
Let me tell you that SubhanAllah, that's exactly what many people explained for me or told me, that we have been always thinking of ourselves as being Muslims, as being like not exactly with the term of being Muslim, but we knew there is something missing. All of them, they say that we felt there is something missing. We felt that there is, and it's different. It's the way of life that we have to lead it should be different from what we are doing right now.
Right.
So I still remember the words of a girl from Guatemala, for example. MashaAllah, she very young. And she said, I always tend to cover myself, or at least not to expose others.
It's natural, yeah.
Yeah, it's natural. SubhanAllah, even from this fitrah is from the way how Allah created us. If you look at a child, they usually kind of shy to do certain things that we as maybe even adults do.
Yeah.
So when they smile, it's the sweetest smile in the world, innocent, and the purest, innocent. Innocent. When they say something, they mean it. Sometimes even they put their parents in kind of they embarrass them or something, because they always say the truth. They can't even compliment.
Yeah, of course.
They just say the truth. This is the way how Allah created us. Pure. Then later on, we tend to go this way or that way, take that flavor of that flavor, that culture, that background, and it's only when we come back to Islam that we kind of format the hard disk, that we get back to the initial disposition, the initial default case that Allah created us.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sheikh. Thank you so much. Brother, did you have any you don't have the microphone anymore. Can someone hand the mic real quick to the brother here in the front? Did you have any friends in Vancouver that accepted Islam or no?
I know a girl. When I was there, she was thinking of going to Islam. She had many Arab friends there, and I'm not sure how her path became, but she was very interested in it. I mean, sometimes for non-Muslims, they really know that Islam is the truth, but they just kind of are hesitant to accept it, and I mean, I hope inshallah Allah guided her.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, brother, for that. Go ahead, brother in the back. Do you have a question as well?
Yeah.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Tayyib, and from Canada too.
And I think you're Tayyib. You're a nice guy as well. You're from Canada as well. What part of Canada are you from?
From Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta.
That's like in the middle.
Yeah.
Like
the
in the middle of all
prayers.
those wheat fields, yeah?
Yeah.
There's nothing there, it's just flat, right?
Yeah, you could say.
It's a big Muslim community there. you
Oh,
know.
is that right?
Yeah, the Imam is my friend there.
Oh, really? What the community, where are they from originally? What's the main ethnic group in the community over there in Alberta?
And there's one in
Mostly Somali, right?
The Muslim Somali.
Oh, mashallah, okay.
Mostly Somali.
Excellent. Now you're in Egypt learning Arabic, all right.
Yeah,
excellent.
alhamdulillah.
But ask your question in English, not in Arabic.
Okay,
Go ahead, brother.
My question is to Brother Rafi Hina, and my question is, like, you've been a Muslim for 3 years now?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah.
3 or 4?
4 years.
4 years.
4 years, mashallah. So now, do you think you can like read the Arabic text right now? So if you can, like, how do you feel? Is it the text? Do you feel better when you read the Arabic text or the English text?
Excellent question.
Excellent question.
That's good, yeah.
I can read Arabic very, very remotely. It's very small. You know, I can just about make alif ba ta.
Oh, okay.
Very, very slowly. The Quran, mashallah, for some reason, when I'm learning the Quran, I can seem to read this better than English. And it's more powerful in Arabic to me. And the meaning now, it's set in here. And when I read it in Arabic, it means everything. Now when I read it in English, it's English words.
Yeah,
they don't make sense.
Yeah, excellent question. Actually, that begs a different question too, Sheikh Omar. It's like, I feel I've been Muslim 5 years, and alhamdulillah, that's very good, but I haven't gained any knowledge. It's like, so when people accept Islam, this is great, but what path are they taking afterwards? We can't just abandon them and let them go any direction. We have to have some sort of path where we can set them up with a program, learn Arabic, learn the deen as well.
That's correct. My take on that is subhanallah, we have to have a strategy for our life.
Yeah.
That's not only for our way in accepting Islam or practicing Islam, but in all the walks of life. You have to have a strategy, and you have to have a plan. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail.
Yeah,
that's
I like
what
that
they say.
expression, yeah.
So the thing is, as you are planning to improve your Islam and to develop increase your knowledge in Islam, Shaitan tries to come here. Oh, that's, first he tries to make it like you have to go to Al-Azhar or Medina or you have to study this and that and big books and stuff, and then all of a sudden you discover that, oh, that's kind of
it's
impossible.
Too hard, I can't do it.
Hard.
It becomes a setback. Exactly.
Right. So what I would say, the advice that my shuyukh used to give us when we were young is knowledge is like an ocean. And you will be learning throughout your life.
Right.
It's all the way, it's a long journey, all the way to the grave. You'll be learning stuff. So he said it's like a drop. Take it step by step. It's like a drop, a falling drop. You think that drop is weak, is nothing.
Right. But
so what a drop can do to a hard rock. If you have a hard rock in the mountain, and then there a drop of water, what is the power of the drop of this water? It's nothing.
But it adds up.
Consistency.
Yeah.
When you have a drop after a drop after a drop, give it just a month or two.
Yeah.
What are you going to see in the hard rock?
A dent.
Yes, you're going to see a dent. You're going to have sometimes a hole in this. That's because of this drop of water. So you take use of the imam in your community, the books that are available. Alhamdulillah, we have access to the internet.
The internet, exactly.
Be selective. That's the advice. Be selective what you're reading. Have a sheikh. And then if Allah gives you a chance to, mashallah, like these guys, may Allah give you the full reward of taking all of that pain to come to a different country and study. If Allah gives you that chance, why not?
Okay, thank you. Excellent point, Sheikh Omar. We have to go to a quick break. You guys stay tuned. We're having an excellent discussion about why people are choosing Islam. So stay tuned for the next segment. Assalamu alaikum, welcome back, you guys. I hope you're enjoying this excellent episode, inshallah, of Let's Talk. We're talking about why people are choosing Islam. Brother Rafi here is talking about why he chose Islam. I'm talking about why I chose Islam. Sheikh Omar is talking about why people in America, where he's an imam, are choosing Islam. The studio audience is talking about their experience as well with their friends in Canada and around the world who are accepting Islam. And I want to talk about, Sheikh Omar and Brother Rafi and everyone, some interesting facts I have here. According to the Allied Media Association, there are 8 million Muslims in America, 2.2% of the population. I don't have any facts for England. I'm sorry, I should have brought some UK facts. Arabs make up. Let me ask you guys actually this, Sheikh Amr. What do you think is the main ethnic group of Muslims in America? What constitutes the biggest percentage? But blacks, whites, Arabs, Pakistanis.
Yeah, I can talk better for my area and community. I visited a lot of communities.
Okay.
But from the statistics, we all read these. We know that I think Arabs, Indo-Pakistanis, and African Americans. These are the
biggest ones. What were you going to say? Oh.
I was just going to say, basically, it's the majority of Pakistani people in our community.
In the UK?
And the UK, okay. And, mostly we have many Arabs right now coming from Iraq, Iran.
Oh, okay. Iraq and Egypt too, or no?
There's a few from Egypt.
Some Persians over there?
Persians, but there's mostly from Iraq, Afghanistan, most of the Arab world, Yemen.
Oh, okay.
Jordan.
Good. Yeah.
I think the Pakistani community there is like the third and fourth generation. They have been.
MashaAllah, they've been there a long time. Yeah.
They've been rooted. We have, the younger generation, my age and younger, are born and bred in the UK.
Yeah.
Right. I have a friend. He's born and raised in the UK. And alhamdulillah, he's now in Egypt studying the Quran.
MashaAllah.
And alhamdulillah, he's going to be Hafiz quite soon.
MashaAllah,
alhamdulillah.
Yeah, and actually, the United States is so big. In my community, we have people from Yemen that have been there a long time. But overall, like you said, Sheikh, 26% of our Arabs, 26% also are South Asians, which is Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. African Americans make up 24%, and the rest, guys like me, Greeks. How many Greek Muslims do we have? Like 0.1%. What about in Canada, though? What is the main ethnic group do you think in Canada? Somali, it has everything as well, just like America, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It has the whole just like America, yeah. And Bosnia, what's the main ethnic group of Muslims in Bosnia? Bosnians. MashaAllah. I also have an interesting poll I wanted to share with everybody, the viewers as well. According to a CBS poll, it's a bit old, in April 2006, but it was after 9/11, so that's why I wanted to use it anyways. 58% of Americans have a favorable view towards Protestantism, like Christians, 48% towards Catholicism, 47% towards Judaism, 20% towards Mormonism, and only 19% towards Islam. Why, Sheikh? How can we change it? Why do you think? How can we explain this fact?
Just watch any news channel and you know why this is happening. How we can change it? I would say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is already changing it, because Islam has its own beauty in itself. And we're just talking about all of these people coming to accept Islam without not even a single Muslim giving them da'wah. Yes, we still have a big, decent, reasonable percentage of Muslims, talking to their colleagues, to their friends. But still, in my opinion, the biggest number that come to me, this is the first time for them to talk to a Muslim. So subhanallah, it has and it's on us people, and here, if anybody is like non-Muslims are hearing us, I really give this message to them: do not let others judge for you. You have to judge for yourself. Give yourself the chance to read Islam and know from Muslims, not about Muslims. Go to the closest Muslim community and talk to women. Excuse me. No, you can figure out yourself if they are oppressed or not. You do not let some people in the media decide for you. So these kind of stereotypes and that global Islamophobia is there. That's others trying to give you. It would be ridiculous, for example, if they go to you, Malik, from California, to ask about British people. I have to go to British people.
Of course. Any intellectual person will take your advice. Not let people choose for you. Choose for yourself.
Right. Take the take of everybody on something, but then you have to be selective and judge for yourself. That's why Allah gave you this mind. And He said in the Quran, how many times you go and judge it? You don't reflect. Ya ulil albab ta'allakum tadhakkarun. So that's given to you so you can reflect on it, so you can think of it.
Of course. Thank you, Sheikh. Would you agree with those stats, Brother Rafi? Do you think the average English person has a favorable view of Islam? Honestly.
Honestly, basically, I was so against Islam. Muslims.
Yourself, you were.
Myself, I was very, very against Islam. And after we've just discovered, it's the media. They tend to just say, okay, look, the Muslims are doing 1, 2, and 3, and this is all we see in the West. Every day in the newspapers. However, once you get down to the reality, Islam is the sweetest. They don't consider what people are doing in Ireland, the IRA, for example.
Of course, I always say that the IRA is blowing up cars. No one ever says anything. They're Christian terrorists. They never say these words.
They have even against their own selves, Christians. They are fighting amongst themselves if you're Catholic or Protestant.
Yeah, right.
This is not portrayed in our media. All we see is Islam is doing this. It's not Islam. It's a small minority of people that are not educated and don't understand what our religion is.
And they are everywhere. Everywhere in all faiths, all countries, you find these kind of people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not limited to. We do not say that we are. Muslims are all like
perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No, we have bad people like others. We are humans. Welcome to Earth. That's Earth. So we have good people and bad people. You find not all Americans are like living in fancy houses, driving fancy cars. Not all Irish people fighting or whatever. But we have to judge things for what they are. So they want to judge Christianity. I look at the Bible, not that priest or that man or that Christian. They want to judge Islam, not even that sheikh or that Quran. Look at the Quran. That's the book of Islam.
And exactly. And actually, this 19% also, and this maybe only 19% of those people met a Muslim. Many of these people have not even met Muslims before.
That's correct.
So, you guys, we have to end the episode on, I'm sorry, I wish we could do a part 2. We want to invite you back, Sheikh Omar, whenever you're around. And
my pleasure.
Stop by. My pleasure. Inshallah. Thank you so much. Brother Rafi, I hope that you stay with Huda TV, maybe come back and maybe even present the program, Aki. Why don't you think about it?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. My pleasure.
Thank you, Rafi. And you guys from the studio audience all the way from Bosnia and Canada, just joking. I know you live here in Egypt as well. But you guys, thank you once again for joining us. We always appreciate to have you guys as well. And you guys at home, thank you so much for staying tuned to Let's Talk, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. I briefly want to read the email, talk@huda.tv, you guys. That's talk@huda.tv. Send us an email. Tell us if you like the guests, you like the topics, you like the program. How can we improve it? It's your program, so give us the feedback. I just wanted to read one email from Ibrahim Bukvik from Bosnia, sent on just recently. He said, Assalamu alaikum, brother. I always enjoy watching your show, and I'll be waiting for the next episode, inshallah. My parents in Bosnia and my parents-in-law in Palestine send you their greetings, and thank you for your program, your friend, Ibrahim Bukvik. So thank you, Ibrahim. Alaikum salam, Ibrahim, and we hope to see you in the studio audience again soon, inshallah. So until next time, you guys, we leave you in the care of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not ever quit. Success is a failure turned inside out. Let's talk and clear the clouds of doubt. Success is a failure turned inside out. Let's talk and clear the clouds